Hey friends, today I'm going to be giving a guide on Etrade and revealing my $80,000 portfolio. So let's get started with the first tab. The first tab is Complete View. It basically shows your account value, your day gain, and a list of your top movers in your portfolio. This is my individual brokerage. You can also have a futures account, which I don't have at the moment, but it'll be also listed here. So this tab is the portfolio tab. The portfolio tab gives you a summary of all of your positions with the symbol price paid for each position and the total gain. You can see here I have 210 shares of Square and then I paid 189 per share with a total gain of $4,000. A subcategory within the portfolio section is your performance and value. So this tab basically compares your portfolio with the major indices like the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. Obviously, if you are beating the indexes, that means you're a good investor, and if you're not beating the indexes, that means you should just stick with buying index fund ETFs. The next tab I want to talk about is the gains and losses tab. This tab is really nice because it gives you a really in-depth summary of all of your gains and losses for each order you place. For example, on August 11th, I made an Apple call and I profited $100 from it. You can place a trade on the Etrade website, but I personally prefer to place my trades on Power Etrade. Power Etrade is a separate entity made by Etrade used specifically for trading. When you're on your homepage for Etrade, on the right side, it should have the Power Etrade button. And if you launch it, it'll bring up this user interface. This user interface is really nice. It's super modern with a dark theme. Unlike Charles Schwab, I've used Charles Schwab before and it literally looks like Internet Explorer. So if you are a millennial or a Gen Z, I would definitely recommend Power Etrade or Robinhood. So as you can see all of my positions on this page. I will go into them in depth later in the video, but let's get started with the tour of Etrade. So this is how I have my Etrade layout. So I have my account on the left side and then the news on the bottom left. It refreshes really often when the market is open and it basically gives you your news really quick. I personally prefer to have TweetDeck on because TweetDeck is basically the fastest way to get all of your news sources. On the bottom left, it says my order book. Order book is basically all the fills and executions and orders placed. On the bottom right, I have the live action, which shows me the unusual options volumes for calls and puts, and sometimes I look at it but sometimes I don't. It's basically a scanner. On the top right, it's my quick trade, and quick trade is basically if you want to place a trade really fast and if you want to buy on the market. So this is the trading tab. The trading tab gives you a summary of the stock. So as you can see, the fundamentals, it has a market cap of $80 billion and it has the news specifically for Square stock, and then you can see the chart right here. So if you click on the chart button, it gives you a chart of Square. So as you can see, this is the 5-minute candle chart of today's, and I have the MACD on the bottom. As you can see, it opened at 9:30 around here, and it's trading at $210 right now. So the next tab is the options tab. Who doesn't like gambling with their money? As you can see, it has a really nice options chain laid out for you. It has the expiration on the top, and then it has the bid and ask for the calls and the puts on the middle. For example, if you wanted to place a trade, you can place one by pressing this, the bid, changing it to the buy button, and then making sure your limit price is the price that you want, and then you can press preview, and then you can execute your order. There's also an option called Strategy Seek, which helps a beginner with their trade. For example, if you are looking at Square stock and then you think that it's bullish, you can click this bullish. You can press how much you want to invest. Let's just say I want to invest $1,000, and then what's your price target? So right now Square is at 210 and I think that it'll go to 215. The volatility expectation, you can just leave it at the current price because Square is not a super volatile stock unlike Tesla, and this is your target date. So what date do you think that it's going to hit 215? Let's just go 2 weeks out, and then let's just go for the 18th, and then you can press next. And then this is what strategy are you looking for. If you don't really know a strategy, for example, these multi-leg strategies like the long straddle, the short butterfly, you can press all. So after you input everything, it basically gives you a summary of all the different types of strategies that you can use. And this is really, really good information, and it's laid out in a really simple and nice format. I don't personally use this, but this is a great thing for beginners to use if you're just learning how to do options. So as you can see, here's my account. So I have currently $80,000 in it. I started this account in August of 2020 with around $25,000, and year to date I'm up around $47,000, which is pretty good. So as you can see, I have AMD calls. I'm really confident in AMD and I think that they're a really good company. I have Appian Leaps. Appian Leaps are for January 2022 and they're 175 calls. I'm currently up on them. I also bought 100 shares of Big C, but but they're down a lot. So then I just started wheeling them and just collecting the premium on the theta decay. I also have a Corsair leap. I have a December 2021 $70 call in them, and it's kind of down right now, but I'm confident in Corsair. Corsair is a good company. So I have 40 MVTA shares. This is a company that does ancestry.com but for genetics, which I feel like it's going to be the future, especially with COVID. People are going to see what kind of diseases they have and ways to prevent it. OTGLY. So this position, I was actually up, but today I'm down. This position is basically a Cyberpunk 2077 play. For those of you that play games, you guys know that Cyberpunk is basically one of the most anticipated games coming out this year, and it's releasing on the 10th of December. And I feel like the pre-orders for this game are going to be really good. So I bought some shares. I'm currently down, but I have faith in it. Next, I have a PLTR leap for January 2023 for $40. This is a growth company, and I'm really confident in this play. So I have 400 shares of save, and I sold covered calls on them. I'm currently in the money for the calls, which is bad, so it's limiting my profits, but I don't mind because I'm still profiting overall. People who buy Spirit Airlines are people who want to save money, and from COVID-19, we know that young people recover faster than older people. So young people don't have as much money as older people, so they're going to be buying the Spirit Airlines tickets because they're cheaper. So I feel like this is a really good rebound stock, and I think Spirit Airlines will be recovering faster than all the other airlines. So I have 210 shares of Square, and I sold 2 covered calls on them, and they're in the money now, but I'm still profiting, so I don't mind. I'm a really long-term investor in Square. I think that they're a great company, and I'm really bullish on them. If these covered calls get assigned and they take away my shares, I'll definitely be selling cash secured puts on them. So next is Tesla. Tesla's probably one of my biggest positions next to Square, and I'm really bullish on Tesla as well. I think they're a great company, and I think they have a lot of room to go within the next few years. I have 20 shares only. These were swing shares that I'm just swinging for profit. I'm currently up around 4,000 on them, and the next one is my leaps. So these leaps are January 22nd for $700 strike. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep these leaps until they're super in the money, and then these leaps are probably going to be worth a lot in the future. So next is the ExxonMobil leap. This is just a leap for January 22 for $70 call. ExxonMobil got hit because of COVID-19, and this is just a little fun cheap play to get in just to have some money in gas. So my next position is in Zoom Swing. Zoom was really hit hard by the earnings report. Even though they beat on all cylinders, they still went down, I think, like $70. So I'm just getting a $440 call. I'm swinging this, and it's a January expiration. So you guys might be wondering why I buy leaps. I buy leaps because they have the potential to gain a lot of money with capped risk and lots of time. For example, most of the leaps that I bought are a year out, and they have an out of the money strike. As we all know, stocks do go up long term. So in my opinion, I like options, and I will get the most profit from options. So as you saw in my other video, I had a Robinhood with around 6 figures in it. So that account is my main account, and I started it with $5,000, and the $25,000 I deposited in this Etrade account is actually from that account. So now I just want to give a quick rundown of the differences between Etrade and Robinhood. So Etrade has 0 data expiration options. So these are high risk, high reward plays that expire on the same day. The next feature is lots. Lots are really important because you want to keep your average cost down. For example, if you buy 10 shares of Square at $50 and then you buy another 10 shares of Square at $100. Now let's say the price is $150, right? And then you want to sell 10 shares so you can pay for your Pocono Airbnb trip with your friends. Which average cost do you want to sell at? Do you want to sell the average cost that's $100 or the one that's $50? Obviously, you want to sell the one that's $100 because then the other 10 shares that you're left with, they're going to have a $50 average cost. Etrade lets you do this by selecting your lots, and you can see which one is the average price that you paid for. Robinhood also lets you do this, but you need to email them in advance before you make the trade, and you have to tell them which lots that you want and for what price, which is not good in my opinion. The next pro of Etrade is the constant crashing that Robinhood has had. Today is December 7th, and today Robinhood and Interactive Brokers also crashed on the same day. Etrade, however, was not down, and that's why I think that they're a great brokerage to have just in case. Etrade also has faster fills in stocks and options compared to Robinhood. Faster fills can save you money in the long run because you can get in them faster, and then you can also exit them faster, which is good for keeping your profits. The last pro is customer support. Etrade has wonderful customer support, and you can reach live chat within minutes, and then you can also just call them and they'll pick up. Whereas Robinhood, you need to wait 4 business days in order to get an email from a robot telling you that they received your email. Well, you might be wondering, if Etrade is so good, why do you still have 6 figures in your Robinhood, you donut? Well, that's because Robinhood is the main platform used by Wall Street's bets gamblers. No, but I use Robinhood because of their mobile interface. UI, in my opinion, is the most important thing when it comes to trading. I feel like if a platform can execute my trade fast enough when I want to place it, it's good. Robinhood allows me to trade when I'm in class, at the gym, or when I'm on the go in the car. And that's really important to me. But that's also why I have both Etrade and Robinhood to use. As I mentioned before, Etrade is my portfolio for leaps, for swing trading, and my portfolio for long-term investing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace out.